So we'll get into it. What's up, everybody? This is Swaggy Vet, podcast number 1. I'm Big Pen. I'm here with my co-host and my best friend, First Swaggy V.
This first Swaggy veteran, that's John Jones, the first Swaggy veteran. How y'all doing out there? How you
All
doing,
right,
King?
man. Blessed, brother. I'm blessed to be here, sharing this awesome platform with my best friend.
Yes, sir.
We are Swaggy Vet, and we're trying to bring this podcast, y'all, man. We're going to talk about veterans. We're going to talk about everyday life, life after boots. This is our segment on the podcast, Life After Boots, because I know I've had my fair share of challenges getting out, and you as well, right, brother?
Yes, sir. I have my fair share of experiences.
Yeah, to say the least. So we want to bring awareness to that and to help other veterans as much as we can, whether it's talking to other veterans, maybe talking to VA specialists, or whatever we come up with. And you guys can help out a lot by leaving comments and telling us what you like to see, what you like to hear. So you'll be able to help us out tremendously. So let's start out with so how did we get here? How did I meet my best friend John? I remember I was getting back from Iraq, the beautiful country of Iraq, and John had just got to the unit. This is back. What year was this, John? This was early 2004. No, like mid 2004.
Yeah.
And I walked down to the motor pool for command maintenance. And what'd you say? What'd you say to me, John?
That's a clean ass lineup.
Man, that's a clean lineup. I said, hey,
Clean lineup.
Hey, I've always been kind of crispy,
That's
trying
a
to stay
clean
fresh.
lineup.
Yeah. So ever since then, man, we've been thick as thieves, me and my boy.
Yeah.
And it's carried on for 20 years now. So we thought we would come together and try to give back in our way by spreading knowledge through us and through this platform of podcast. Because hey, the podcast is where it's at, man. Everybody's doing podcasts now, and it's a good way to put out information. Because I know I listen to a lot of podcasts. I just put it on while I'm driving and just listen. So I mean, it's a good way to do it. So I'll go ahead and kick it off, my man. Give kind of like a backstory of me, how I came into the military. I was a bit troubled in my youth. I went to Job Corps, and then in Job Corps I met my recruiter, and my recruiter said, "Hey, you want to go into the Army?" I said, "I ain't doing nothing else in my life. Why not?" So it was funny because I went to MEPS after doing all the medical portion and background check and all of the stuff that they do, and then you go in there and you talk to the specialist to pick your job. And me, I dropped out of high school. I had to get my GED, so I wasn't too. I think I scored like a 45 on my ASVAB, but it wasn't too high. And then I went and talked to the lady, and she was like, I was like, "What you got for me?" And she's like, "Well, we got infantry." I was like, I didn't know what. I was 18-year-old Bradley, not knowing nothing. And I'm like, "Well, what's that?" And she's like, "Well, if you like to roll around in the dirt, this is the job for you." But my uncle is retired. He was retired from the Air Force, and he told me before I went there, he's like, "Whatever you do, don't go infantry."
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of played in the back of my mind. So I'm like, no, what else you got? She's like, "Well, we got this communications job. I'm like, man, that sounds pretty cool. What's that? Well, if you like running behind a truck with a bunch of wire, you're gonna like this job. I was like, running behind a truck with okay, what else? Well, we got truck driver. I was like, well, okay, I'll take truck driver. So 88 Mike is what I did. And then and so she picked the job, and then to finalize everything, when you signed the paperwork, I saw they put me as airborne. And I said, airborne? I was like, what's that? She's like, yeah, you jump out of airplanes. I'm like, I don't want to jump out of airplanes. You're crazy. So I had them take that off my contract. So fast forward, I went to Fort Benning. I was in Charlie 347, and we were doing PT. And I remember when we used to go on the runs, we'd run by the airborne school. And so I was like, man, that looks cool. I want to go airborne now. So once I got to AIT, they automatically picked me to go to airborne school because before, when they had the airborne in my contract, I had already got slotted to go to Fort Bragg. And back in early 2000, you had to be airborne qualified to be in the 82nd Airborne Division. It was just, that's the way it was. So I went to airborne school, went there, deployed to Iraq, came back, met my best friend. We did a couple more deployments to Afghanistan. We've seen pretty much everything Afghanistan has to offer because both of us has been there a couple times.
Sure.
Then I went to Europe. I was in the 173rd Airborne Brigade. Had some good times there, deployed with them. Then left Europe, went to Fort Bliss. Fort Bliss was really cool because I got a chance to deploy to Africa to do some training with the African Army to help them stand a logistics company up and teach them logistics. We taught them how to drive. We did a driver's training course. We taught them convoy operations. So that was by far one of the most gratifying experiences of my military career because I seen them. These guys had never stepped foot in a vehicle, and then to go on from that to see them drive, to see them do convoy operations, that was awesome. So then I left there. And then I came to Fort Campbell, where I finished up my time and got out, and now I am currently a contractor on Fort Campbell. All right, what about you, brother? What you got for him?
Nah, I can't follow up behind that.
What? That was luck work, man. You got way better experiences than me.
I can't follow up behind that, man. That was so inspiring.
Hey, don't let you fool you. This man's done way more than I've done. Don't let him fool you.
I learned so much about you then, man, that I didn't even know.
Oh man, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna try to do mine a little bit quicker.
Okay.
I got a lot of stuff, man. So I was joined the Army when I was 17. I did the split out program. Went to Kendrick High School in Columbus, Georgia.
Columbus.
Yeah, man, OC town. And from there, I went to basic training my senior year, between my senior and sophomore.
You went to basic training in the summertime.
Yeah, before I went to senior year.
Okay.
School. And then from there, I did drill every weekend.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
With the reserves until I went to AIT after graduation.
Now, how hard was it going to basic, getting out of basic, then going to AIT, then you locked down again?
Everything was hard, Penn. Everything was an adventure, though.
Yeah, sure was.
For a 17-year-old kid, out the South, man, everything was an adventure. But completing it made me fearless.
Awesome.
Yeah. So from there, then I went to my job that I picked, same as you, talk to recruiters. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember one time, the reason why I was sold on even going to the Army because they told me they would pay for my braces.
There you go.
That was it.
You're like, I'm
Yeah,
sold, baby.
and they didn't give me no red carpet. They didn't give me nothing. They didn't even give me the braces.
You got them eventually, though.
Yeah, I got them myself eventually, but that's what one thing my recruiter had was braces, and I was like, "Yo, the Army paid for that?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yo, well, I signed up at."
Let
And
me get that.
let me get that. Let me get that. And then from there, my options was like boat mechanic. I had a lot of stuff. Aircraft mechanic. I think it was like air traffic control and you
Oh, air
know,
traffic control, yeah.
yeah. And then from there, no, maybe not. That was my first go around. My second go around recruitment. I mean, when I about to sign up, that's what I had. The first one was the same as you, basic things.
Yeah.
Infantry was there. It didn't even come with a bonus. So it did come with a bonus, but I didn't choose infantry.
Yeah.
So 88 Mike, and that's when I went off to basic training. 88 Mike, Fort Leonard Wood.
Yep. Fort Lawson.
Yeah, Fort Lawson Woods. And then from there, I volunteered to go through airborne training.
Airborne, knees in the breeze, baby.
Knees in the breeze. And then when I was there, that's when I started seeing all these colorful berets.
Mm-hmm.
The burgundy one, the tan one, the green one. And I'm looking at all these berets. I'm like, yo, what do they mean? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I can see the guys next to us, and that's when imagination pop up. Like I got to get all these schools.
And you hit the ground running. As
Hit the
soon as you got
ground
the
running,
grab,
man.
baby.
You know what I'm saying? That's when the inspiration started right there. Like at Fort Benning is where my inspiration started of saying, hey man, all these people are in one bucket. You
Yeah,
know,
man.
they
Fort
be
Benning casts a big shadow over all the other military bases because all the training goes on there.
all the training was there.
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning to some cries.
Mm-hmm.
When you woke up at Fort Benning, like it was some pain in the air.
Bro, I remember every day when we come out in airborne school, you get up there like 4:30 in the morning and you hold your canteen up because they want to slap your canteen to make sure no air's in there. They want it full of water. And every day, Sergeant Airborne come out and be like, I know, hey, airborne ain't for everybody. If you feel like you want to quit, come
Yep.
on over here and talk to me. Bro, I was so tired, especially after ground week, after falling all week. I know some of the times I want to be like, damn, man, I just want to leave.
And my body was so banged up from falling.
Bro, it was a blessing. Now, I went the beginning of July. It was hot as hell in Fort Benning in July. But 4th of July was on a Wednesday. So we had that day off. So I just sat in the barracks room and slept all day. I ain't do nothing because I was hurting because that was during ground week. Well, go
my
ahead, keep
first,
going, man.
oh yeah. So my first, so yeah. So from there, before I go to Fort Bragg, I mean my best boy pimping pen, what they call them.
Yeah,
You know what
baby.
I'm saying? Do a deployment with the 782nd. You know, and then after this go around, I decided to go infantry.
As Idiot Mike, what they call us bomb, what they call it, IED finders. He's like, this ain't enough for me. I need to go infantry.
Yeah, I really, I loved it. One thing about being in the 82nd, and I don't care where you was at. It was great. It was great leaders.
Yes,
You know what I mean? So
yes.
it really didn't look at the job. They really looked at the culture of being in division. Really did have some great positive competitiveness.
Oh, 100%,
Yeah,
100%.
so that's one thing I can say about so leading forward and then coming to an 88 mic position like them guys was squared away. So I don't take that away from nothing. It's just for me. It's like I used to always wonder what the infantry guys were walking to.
Mm-hmm.
So once I dropped them off and had to wait for them to come back, it's like,
Yeah.
oh my job stops. Like the car goes off.
Yeah, because in Iraq, that's what we did. We take an MTV out to ORP. We set up security. Infantry guys would dismount and go off and wherever they went. And about 30 minutes later, you just see tracer rounds going everywhere. I'm like, oh, what they doing over there?
And I always wanted to be part of the prestigious group that's behind the door.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I never want to be with the big crowd. I always want to set myself apart.
Yes, sir.
And I feel like and that's where the challenges are at. So I always want to go towards the challenges. I think the biggest challenge that I had for me in the 88 Mike was staying awake.
Yeah, we did do a lot of sitting around.
I learned I was a car baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it followed me. You can ask my gunner, you can ask everybody. Once that motor turned on, Sergeant Jones was like this right here. Okay, I'm sleeping through the firefight. You hear me?
Ain't paying no attention to the BFT.
Hey, listen, we lost. I wake up lost. behind enemy lines.
Yep.
So,
but then you stepped in the world from 88 Mike. You went over to infantry, and you said, "Hey, this ain't enough. I gotta do something better."
Right. And then I stepped over to infantry, man. It was a challenge. Because one thing I knew when I went infantry, before anyone followed me, I was gonna need to have a ranger tag.
Absolutely, because you was a staff sergeant going in the infantry world.
I sure was. I was a staff sergeant. You know, so once I went there, I went straight from RAS. I went to from there is when I went in the 473rd. I went to
Charlie Troop.
473. Went to pre-ranger.
Yeah, went to PRC.
Pre-ranger school.
Yeah, because I went to PRC graduation.
Yeah. With the PRC, man. That's where I met. Oh man, that's when I met. I met some people there, man. Some people that are now sergeant majors, retired. I met some good people.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
You know, right there at because Fort Bragg had a 90% ranger.
Yes.
Graduation rate at that time because of their PRC course.
Yes,
sir.
So
when I went there, they had a great bunch of guys there that was from different units. Some were from also from. I remember there's some guys there that was from which I was impressed because they were. What is it?
There's some Ranger Bat.
Not Ranger Bat. They was in the 82nd, but they weren't infantry. What are the engineers? Combat engineers.
Oh, okay.
There's combat engineers.
I got you.
The guys that blow stuff up.
Yeah.
Man, that was good stuff, man. To see them 19 Deltas. I met my boy Ranger Cleek, who I also went to WLC with, and so that was good. It was a good time, man.
Yeah, you feel it because
I also had one of my brothers come out there with me, Latrell.
Yes, he did. The trail came out, but he didn't like that water.
Hey, Latrell didn't like nothing.
He didn't like that water.
Latrell didn't like nothing. He was physically in shape though, man, but he just didn't.
But yeah, dude can run.
He can run. He can do everything he can do. It was just that land now was kicking his butt.
Yeah.
I had to teach him how to do like land now real quick. He got, he wanted a range.
Yeah. Once I think in land now, once you get your terrain association down, it's a little less difficult.
Right, just taking your time doing the basics, knowing to orientate your map.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
If you do the basics, you'll be able to get it. Sometimes you just get the basics.
Yeah, because you went to Ranger school because we deployed, and once you finished Ranger school, you came right over deployment with us.
Yeah, that's how they did me.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, I know you just went to 3 months of the suck, but come on over here. We got another year suck for you.
We already second.
We already suck.
We're already second. Come join us in this second.
Yep.
You know,
Came on over because because I was in Kandahar and I remember you came and we was hanging out over in Cav.
yeah. So then my unit had to get to my unit. My guys, you know, as soon as I got there, they said we had lost a guy.
That was Juden.
Yep.
Yeah, R.I.P. man.
Sniper, R.I.P. Jude.
Yeah, man. Juden was a good dude.
Yep. One of the snipers.
Backstory with Juden, guys. A couple years prior to that, we had went to New York to West Point. We trained the cadets, and Juden was with us there. That's how we know Juden. And this dude was a bull rider, and this dude was the epitome of physical fitness.
Yeah.
You look up physical fitness, and he's there posing. This
Yeah.
dude was one of the best in shape dudes I know.
Yeah. He wanted to be a bodybuilder.
Yeah, he could have did it too. That brother was in shape, man.
Yeah, I used to work out with him all the time in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
No, when we was in West Point.
Yep, West Point, man. I had too much fun at West Point.
Henley.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Henley?
Vaguely.
Okay. He came from Ranger Battalion.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Yeah, he came from Ranger Battalion. But yep.
Came
Then
on
after
there.
that, after infantry, did a couple deployments, got me some nice, pretty rewards after that job. Nice awards and schools, and then after that, I went to civil affairs.
Yep, my man said this ain't challenging enough. I need to step my game up.
Yeah, try something different.
Yep.
At
Civil
this point, I was
affairs.
E7. This point, I was E7.
Mm-hmm. Made 7 and 7. Hey, my man was fast tracking moving at the speed of light. Army wasn't ready for this man.
Yeah. Then after that, man, I went to civil affairs, and they gave me the language of Russian.
Only black dude who speak Russian. What did you say they called you? The Russian?
Chocolatny Zayat.
Chocolatny. That's a long ass word.
Like a chocolate bunny.
Chocolate bunny. That means I'm sweet and tastes good.
Oh man, yeah. I think they had a rapper named that too. Or he had a song named that.
Oh, okay. Did he speak Russian?
Yeah, it was in Russian.
Oh, okay. Oh
yeah,
shit.
Yeah, it was in Russian.
There you go. All right. So you got civil affairs. How was that?
Civil affairs was great, man. I did so many wild, adventurous tours. I went to Africa plenty of times.
Yeah, because every time I turned around when I talked to you, you're doing something different. I'm like, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was, man. They had so many TDY, missions. 3 months missions, 6 months missions. So we were always gone. I liked it because we was traveling more a lot. Delta, you know what I'm saying? Staying in some nice hotels,
Yes,
we were like a 7-man team, so it didn't really feel too crowded. We got to know each other a lot, man. That was a great job.
Yeah, because they had the regular civil affairs, and the U was in the high speed civil affairs unit.
I was in both.
Yeah, both.
I went down to Fort Stewart.
Yep.
I skipped that part. I was in Fort Stewart when I first joined civil affairs.
Mm-hmm.
When they had the 82nd civil affair, but it was really trying to revamp and.
Yeah, they was doing a lot with that. That was when everything was first kicking off.
Yeah, they was doing a lot throughout the Army, man. We went through so many changes.
Yep, and then got you some really good training with CA, and then you got out, man.
Yeah, man, got out. Now I'm working on my clothing line, Swaggy Vet.
Swaggy Vets, and that's why we're here. Swaggy Vets.
That's
got
why
the podcast. We got the merch. Merch coming out. You see Swaggy Vets. Be on the lookout soon. My man's got his Swaggy Vet shirt on.
I survived the VA.
Yep, survived the VA, DD 214 veteran. merch will be coming out soon, so y'all be on the lookout. Now, after getting out, going through everything you went through, what inspired you to start Swaggy Vets?
Man, it's just who I am, and it's just who the people around me were. So like I said, when I saw you, like just watching everyone and their culture, you know, and how how we went out, how we did fashion, how we did music, how we did cars, all those things that I got to see uh, outside of the boots, you know, is why I say we were swaggy and vets, because we still had a military side, and then we had this side of us that was just cultural, But when we came to work though, we just only had to put on. You see, we knew who we were.
Yeah.
But now since we're retired, like it just feels good to be able to be artistic in that because we can wear those things as a unit and represent ourselves and our culture.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, because one thing about it is when we was out of uniform, off posts and stuff, you would have never knew we was in the military. The way we dress,
That's right.
The whips we used to push.
Right.
So yeah, you and I think we was in the military. We look totally different outside of the uniform.
Old gold grill.
Yep, gold grills, baby.
I feel like, what are you doing?
I had the rose gold.
Yeah, the rose gold.
I had the rose gold, just the bottoms though. I didn't do the top, just the bottoms.
I remember.
Yep. So that's good, man. Inspired you because you kind of wanted to bring your own kind of remix to clothing and put it out for the masses.
That's right.
Absolutely.
For veterans.
Mm-hmm. What do you see the direction of Swaggy Vet going to? So I know we got a couple shirts coming out. What's the vision? How do you see it evolving?
Well, I see Swaggy Vets evolving in more from clothing to a community.
Absolutely.
Where they can get an array of resources in one spot.
Mm-hmm.
And so where we can have more of a connection, a close bond, and also like a linking system for us to reach out and we can get the answers for the things or the assistance that veterans actually need out here. Because
100%.
even though we still got to do our part, and veterans are for those who continue to serve in their own unique way, and that's what I really wanted to turn into a driving force where we can start to help other veterans in any aspects that we decide to move the brand.
100%, man. Because I know when I first got out, man, I mean, I went into I should say a state of depression when I first got out. So it was tough, man. And even though I had my friends around, I had my buddies and stuff like that, it still was very tough when I first got out. Like I was in like a state of depression, man. So it was something I had to deal with, and I just want to be part of helping other veterans try to get through whatever they're going through because that 22 a day, 22 veterans take their life every day is crazy to me.
Sure.
And I see on like Facebook and all this other stuff of people losing people, veterans, taking their own life because they just lose the battle with whatever they're going through. So if y'all know anybody, reach out, say, hey, how you doing? How's your day? Just reach out to somebody if you know a veteran. So brother, what's some upcoming events we got?
What we got?
We got we're going down to Daytona for Bike Week. We will be in Daytona March 9th, 10th.
March 9th through the 10th.
Yep. March 9th. And let me tell you, I'm pumped.
But what you pulling up out there at the Bike Week though?
Oh man, I got the Road King, baby, 2020 Road King special on them.
what side of them eggs though?
I got them 18s hanging. Yak them.
What's the diameter on them?
Diameter what?
The circle. What's the
Oh, an inch and a half.
Nah, yours an inch and a half. I thought yours was
Yeah.
2.
Nah, I didn't have the 2. I couldn't get a hold of the 2 because I got mine from Sneak. Sneak could only get me an inch
Ah,
and a half.
okay.
Schuler the one with the 2s.
Okay.